Hello guys, just want to do a quick video, kind of give you a rundown what's happened all this week. I know I did a couple videos on Tuesday with the truck and the dealership. What could go wrong did go wrong in so many words, and we'll get into that as I tell the story. But for all you SFI guys, I know a couple guys had commented and also called me and asked me how the process goes. Actually, the process couldn't be any easier. My rep, of course, I've been doing this for a year with an SFI truck. Actually, 2 weeks will be a year. But I've been doing this for a little bit, and my SFI rep was always good to me. He never really gave me any problems. But you know, then again, I brought quite a few guys over. I think 8 or 9 was my last count. I actually quit counting, but and again, I want to stress to you guys, I didn't turn the SFI truck in because I was failing. I wasn't failing. I was actually doing very well. I honestly feel like I was doing probably in the top 5-10% with guys that have an SFI truck, even through the shitty decisions that I made with transferring, going to different companies. And like I've always said, you got to go to where it makes you happy. And you got to go to where it makes you money. That's one of the reasons why I came back to Schneider. I'd never had any issues or problems with Schneider. I always made money at Schneider. And same thing with Swift. I actually thought about, you know, taking this new truck to Swift. But when it all came down to it, I went to Schneider because of the independence and being able to pick from the load board. Yeah, I know we're not calling and making arrangements with, you know, brokers and stuff like that, which, you know, I don't want to do that again. Not right now until the rates go up. But let me get back to the SFI turn-in because I had a lot of questions about that. So basically all I did was I took the truck up on Tuesday, dropped the truck off, got arrangements, and I'll go through the arrangements in a little bit because that was part of the clusterfuck of the whole week. But got back down to Tampa, got my truck, and basically drove it up to Atlanta to get the inspection done. And once that was done, I went back to Charlotte to complete the lease turn-in and get all my stuff out. Basically, all it was I made a phone call to my rep, told him that you know, that I was turning the truck in. He said, just make sure you take it back to one of the 3 locations, Phoenix, Green Bay, or Charlotte, which I was in Charlotte. I already kind of somewhat knew that from reading some of the Facebook stuff and things. So it was really easy. I told him. He did some rough calculations, and I've got about $5,500 into with maintenance and a deposit kind of combined. And he told me straight up, he says, James, all you're really probably going to owe is about $500, if that. He would obviously email me and send me the receipt and show me, you know, what everything was. But I got to tell you, whoever gets my truck is going to get a well-maintained truck. I had the oil changed every 25,000 miles. All the services were done. Just put new shocks on it about 40,000 miles prior. Just had the alignment done. I mean, everything that needed to be done to that truck, I took care of. The only thing that I didn't do is I didn't get the 100,000 mile service where they wanted the valves adjusted and that type of stuff. I didn't feel the need because the truck was pretty strong. Anyway, whoever gets that truck is going to get a great truck, and they're going to get a great start to their business. The truck had about 145 on it. It was actually getting ready to be due an oil change. If anybody sees this and for whatever reason they think they get that Blue International that I had, feel free to contact me through YouTube here, and I'll send you all the maintenance records on that because I've got receipts for every part of that truck. I didn't really know how to turn that in or give that to the shop. But back to the turn-in, I called my rep. I know I'm kind of going off base here a little bit, but called my rep. He said about $500. Just leave the keys with the shop, which I did, and just they'll need the mileage, and I gave them the mileage, and that's it, guys. I mean, it was pretty easy. I don't know really what else you're wanting me to tell you about the turn-in. It was super, super easy. But back to my week. The week started off, like I said, I drove up Monday with the blue truck to turn into SFI. I waited till Tuesday morning. My original plans were, let me get these windows open. It's hot in here. I hope it's not too noisy, but it might be a little noisy, but that's okay. Anyway, Tuesday morning, I met up with Country. We had breakfast, and after that, I ended up getting into an Uber, going to pick up my rental car. So this is where everything started. The rental car itself was double booked. which means there was no rental car available. And I looked at all the other agencies in that area. Nobody had any rental cars available. And anybody that's done any traveling here recently know that one-way rental cars are really hard to come by anymore. And it just needs to, everything needs to fall into place. And I thought I had everything worked out. But like I said, I double booked it, or they double booked it. And there must have been a concert or some type of sporting event or something that was in Charlotte that weekend, because nobody had any rental cars that week. So that kind of left me in a bind. I didn't really know what I was going to do. I didn't get too discouraged. What I ended up doing, guys, and I felt like a new truck driver again, but I just jumped on a Greyhound bus. Basically, I got on the Greyhound bus Tuesday, and I was in Tampa Wednesday afternoon, actually. I was about 3 hours behind compared. I wanted to be there about 9 in the morning, but I ended up being there about 12:30. So about 3.5 hours later than what I had planned on. So got there, got my truck, got all the paperwork done. There was a few minor things that needed to be done. And within an hour, I was driving in the new truck back to my house. So when I got back to my house, I put all my stuff. I had everything into like storage bins. Got about 4 or 5 of them. They're all up on the top bunk. Put everything in a storage bin. When I packed everything out of the old truck, put all the storage bins on the top bunk, and I still haven't gotten everything laid out. I've got a few things I've got to do to this truck. I got to put a TV mount on here. I don't have a TV mount in this particular truck. But other than that, I drove that truck. Once I got everything together, literally that night, I drove up to Atlanta throughout the midnight hours and was there basically Thursday morning to get the inspection done. When I get there, they didn't have me down on the books. So I immediately called my lady I say my lady, but the lady that takes care of all the transfers and inspections and that type of stuff. I called her in Green Bay, and she said, let me put him on the phone. So I put the shop guy on the phone, and immediately they took care of the problem. Got the inspection done, and within about an hour, I was done and ready to go. They inspected it, passed with flying colors. The only issue was they did not have any decals to put on the truck, which I thought was kind of weird. But technically, I was still, under the law. I wasn't hauling anything yet. So basically, they put a new tablet in here. I had my old tablet from the old truck, but I guess it quit working, so they put one of the newer style big tablets. I don't think a whole lot of the owner-operators got them yet, but I ended up getting a bigger tablet. Still, it's pretty much the same type of tablet. It's just bigger. Still undecided if I like it or not. I do like it because you can see it a lot better when, if you're needing to look at something. But, like the time and stuff like that, it's a lot bigger on there. But the new tablet is to be seen, to be just, discovered, I guess, more or less. I'll update on that. But from Atlanta, I went back up to Charlotte to get the few items that was left in the blue truck, because originally my goal was to take all the items out of the blue truck, turn it in on Tuesday with the rental car, but obviously that had to change, so my plans changed a little bit. Got all my stuff out of the so when I drove up there, I got all my stuff out of the blue truck, put them in the white truck, and that was Friday morning, and I talked to them there, and they put the decals on for me, and also my license plates were transferred officially. So I got my plates on the front of the truck. So everything's done to the truck that Schneider needed to do. But I had issues with the tablet when I was driving from Atlanta to Charlotte. But once I got to Charlotte, they took care of it. Basically, what they did is they put the wrong truck number in on the tablet, and it wasn't recognizing my truck. So anyway, cheated a little bit, but we got through it, and now I'm running loads, and basically it's been a very stressful week. Anybody that wants to do this, or even if you don't go to the Tampa International, there's Peach State Freightliner. If you like Freightliners, they kind of do the same thing that my international dealership does. Not saying SFI is a bad way to go. I'm not going to trash them by any means, because they were good to me. My rep was good to me, and and if I ever had to go back, or if I ever wanted to go back, or maybe I wanted to buy another new truck, I wouldn't hesitate for a minute to go back to SFI. I was successful every week I was with them. You sign a contract. A lot of these guys saying they didn't know this, they didn't know that. guys, you sign a contract. You should know everything that's in that contract. I knew what I was up against. I knew, the dollar amount that I needed to make money to take home. I knew what type of fuel I need to burn. I can be a little bit more lazy with a lot of things now. I'm still going to keep good records of everything and keep an eye, and I will update you guys. Oh, and by the way, last week was basically a zero. I think I had a $400 paycheck. I didn't go in the hole, but the truck payment got paid, which was the old truck, and still brought $400 home, taking care of all the business that I had to today or this week. I'm still going to make money for next week. I've got $3,600 in the books. I'm on my first load that drops off tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And then I got 2 more loads to back it up. One that's basically a one-day trip on Monday, and then I got basically a day-and-a-half trip for Tuesday. So I should get 3 loads on this pay period, right at $3,600. My fuel's kind of high because honestly, I was fueling for 2 trucks. It was kind of weird the way I did it, but I'll probably have 2 weeks of insurance because of the trucks, making the transition. But with that being said, I think overall, even though it was very stressful, I think this decision was a good decision. I have no regrets whatsoever. I gave out all my shout outs last week. One person that I didn't shout out to, and I'm going to do it now, because he's the one that actually, as far as I can remember, was the very first guy to do it, and he was at Schneider at the time, and that was Life of KO. He was the very first one to do it that I know of. And I kind of followed his journey, and that's kind of what gave me the original idea of doing this. I just never did it. I wasn't ready, or I really don't know that answer. Obviously, it was money. I mean, that was probably the number one answer. With me selling my piece of property gave me the capital that I needed to do to make this move. It was more than I really wanted to put up. I had to get a little bit of help from a couple guys. I say a couple, but one guy in particular. I had to get some help from him. You leave that to your imagination. I don't think he wants to know, but it was enough to get me through to where I needed to be, and didn't put me behind on anything. But guys, I mean, this is it, man. I mean, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to call me, man. I'll give you all the details. Again, like I said, all you guys were asking about the turn in of the SFI. I got a feeling they're going to be getting a lot of trucks back, but unfortunately, it's not SFI. It's the market. It's not Schneider. It's not any company that you work at right now. It's just the market. I don't think there's any struggles here at Schneider. I mean, I wasn't struggling at all. I didn't have to turn that truck in. I just wanted to make more money and obviously try to go home a little bit more often. That was my whole reason. But guys, I know I'm rambling on, but it's been a busy week. I'm exhausted. It's about 6 o'clock, almost 6 o'clock tonight on a Saturday. I'm ready to go to bed. Been driving pretty much all day, all morning. Anyway, I hope this helps you guys out with your decisions on what you do. And by all means, like I said, anytime, text me, call me. My number's on all the lives. I'll put the number in here. I still have no problems with you guys looking into SFI. If you got questions about that, call me. I'll hook you up with my SFI guy. Obviously, I'm not going to get any kind of referral out of it, which is okay. No big deal. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. And just like I've said many times in the last couple of videos, I'm kind of done with recruiting anyways. With that being said, guys, I hope everybody has a good night, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Be live tomorrow night, 7 o'clock like always, me and 18 Wheels. Come join us. See you later.